I will call to order the special meeting of the Historic District Commission for March 16th, 2023. Let's start with a quick call to order. Could you do a roll call, please?
Sure. Canarza. Donahue.
Here.
Leo.
Here.
Lewis.
Here.
Nozo. Patterson
Here.
and Straker.
Here. We have a quorum. Here. Are there any agenda changes, additions, or deletions?
Not for me, Mr. Chair.
And we don't have minutes for the last meeting, for this meeting. Correct.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Is there any public comment on the agenda items? Okay. Then we'll move right to unfinished business. This is 331, 333 Culver, which is window and door replacement. Just as a reminder, we will go through our two acknowledgements of owners. And then this is because in our regularly scheduled meeting, we did not have an overview sheet from our planning consultant because I submitted the application too late. So this is just to make sure that we had their point of view and that we were voting with complete information in consistency. So for the record, Tim Straker, I am an owner at 333 and part of the board of Windjammer. And I will vote. You said without bias.
Yeah, that you'll act without bias and that you'll decide the case based on its merits and the standards.
And we'll decide.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Put a mental block on that.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Let me see if I can remember that. Keith Patterson, I live at 335 Culver. I'm also on the board for the condo association. And I will honor the guidelines that we have for the historic district. And what's the bias piece?
Yeah, and act without bias or review this
Act without
yeah.
bias. Thank you.
Right. And for the other board members and those that may be watching, the reason for those statements is that there's a piece in the law related to a rule of necessity. In this case, if the two board members that had a conflict, if they were to recuse themselves from this vote, you wouldn't have a quorum to make a decision tonight. So as long as they disclose their conflict and that they'll act without bias and that they're going to indicate or review the case and decide it based on its actual merits, and in this case, your historic district standards, they would be allowed to participate. So that covers that basis.
Thank you. Nico, you weren't at the last meeting, and since there weren't minutes, I'll just do a quick overview of this as the applicant. Okay. So this is for 2 units. The outside of the entire complex is being redone as we speak. That was part of a prior application that was approved. This is for 2 unit for window replacement. It's a non-contributing property for 333, which is our unit. It is 2 windows, sliding glass door, and a front door, and they're the exact same spec as what's there in the Anderson window. And color, technology, size, everything is identical to what is there. And for the unit under us 331, which belongs to Collins Dark, exactly the same thing. It's a sliding glass door replacement and a front door replacement. Around the table, if anyone has any questions?
No, as Nico wasn't here last time, basically I was kind of putting my council member hat on and saying, you know, to be consistent, we needed to make sure we had this cover sheet.
Sure.
Because things can be a little sensitive sometimes when it looks like there might be a little favoritism or anything like that.
Sure.
So I appreciate everyone's willingness to, you know, humor me in this regard. And I have no questions. Thank you.
No questions. No questions.
So are these just the only doors and windows that are being replaced?
Yes.
And because the other ones are behind or?
We don't have any.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
But I mean, are there any other units? No, no other units are doing this?
no, because it's all kind of individual owner choice.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If I think like in a lot of condominium communities, if the doors or windows aren't available anymore, like as a commission, we would usually want an entire elevation to be changed, so they all match. In this case, fortunately, the windows are still being manufactured exactly the way they were. So there's really no aesthetic change at all. Same with the doors. They're wood doors, full divided light.
Okay. That was my only question. Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I'd be happy to make it if it's on here.
Page 4.
Yes, okay. I move to approve the replacement doors, windows, and sliding doors at 331 and 333 Culver Street in accordance with the locations identified in the exhibits and the specification sheets included within the application materials, with no other additional conditions.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Vote. Okay, thank you very much. Is there any other new business?
Not for me, Mr. Chair,
Any administrative approvals or updates?
not for this meeting.
Any communication?
Unless any of you board
Any more
members.
Public comments? Okay. Any more commission comments? I'm just like going down the agenda.
Great.
No,
Thank
Right.
you.
Do you
Thanks
have a
for
motion
this.
to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
second.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying yes.
Yeah.
Yes, look at that.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That was-